I asked these conservatives, I was like, look, you don't like that we're aiding Ukraine. You don't like that we're giving them munitions, equipment, etc. You don't like all of that, and you think we're gonna, lead to some world war. Well, what happens if Vladimir Putin one day decided that he didn't like the deal that Russia got when the United States acquired Alaska? What if he then decided that he was going to take the Alaskan area, he was going to take Alaska by force? He was going to take the Russian military and he was just going to take Alaska by force. What then? Would we just say, well, let's not take Alaska back because we don't want to start World War III? No. We would clearly push back. We would clearly fight Russia. We would clearly take our land back. And anybody who would suggest that we shouldn't take our land back from Russia's and fight against Putin's aggression and Russia's aggression would be a moron. And to say, and to just appease Russia and say, oh, well, let's just have them have Russia because they'll just stop there. Let's let them have Alaska because they'll just stop there. You would be a fool, because then they would just push more and more and more, because that's what they do. Lo and behold, there's been some reporting that there's been discussions amongst the Russian ranks that they're thinking just that Russia is looking about all these previous Russian holdings that are no longer in Russian control, and they want them back, which would include Alaska. Of course, it was brought up to, I guess either in a State Department briefing or in a meeting with the press secretary or whatever, and and they said, and they're like, of course, Putin is not going to get Alaska back. Russia is not going to get Alaska back. That's not happening at all, whatsoever. And of course, it's a ridiculous assertion that they would get Alaska back. But I feel like I kind of have to pat myself on the back there, because I'm sitting there like, Putin could very well do this. He could very well want to claim that Alaska really belonged to Russia because it was a bad deal, and then want to take it back. And now here we are hearing stories that Russia might want to take back previous territories, including Alaska. Now, there's some Snopes articles saying that while this did happen, there was no specific and explicit mention of Alaska in and of itself. But it's enough of a flex to suggest, okay, well, but Alaska was a former Russian-owned territory, and now it's not. And since Russia wants to look to get back former territories, that it's reasonable to assume that it could be on the table if Russia wanted to flex more might, because, Putin likes to flex his muscles. And what happens if Donald Trump gets back into office? Donald Trump and his MAGA-type supporters have argued that we shouldn't be poking the bear. We shouldn't be starting World War III. We shouldn't be we shouldn't be helping Ukraine and whatever. So we should just appease Putin, because that's what Trump does. He appeases Putin and other dictators who he admires. Well, remember when conservatives used to, not like appeasement? Remember when conservatives used to mock the idea of appeasement? Remember the appeasement strategy used to be one that conservatives mock? Well, now they seem to like appeasement. Now they seem to think they have no problem with appeasement whatsoever. And, if Donald Trump gets back into office, Putin won't have to, again, use his military might to expand his reach, because Trump will then work again more to weaken NATO more. He probably won't do anything to help Ukraine to defend itself, and He'll just walk into Kyiv, and then who knows? Trump might be like, Alaska's a bad deal. We should just give up Alaska because Putin's a good guy and he won't come any further. Like, come on. If you don't believe it, well, I wouldn't believe many of the other things that Donald Trump has done either. So, I don't know. What do you think? Agree, disagree? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and have a good day.